What's goody, my gang? Violence. Hey, did that trigger any concerned mothers out there that didn't let their kids go outside? Well, I'm going to be using a lot more of that. It's pretty violent. Anyway, today I figured, well, might as well endorse the side of video games I don't really play a lot. The fighting game, you know, the one where you to fight people in a violent way. We're talking about Sonic the Fighters. I don't know what you were expecting. The idea of a Sonic fighting game came out to be when Sega AM2 character designer Masahiro Sugiyama jokingly added Sonic and Tails into the game he was working on called Fighting Vipers because he was bored. So this is why it's good to be bored, guys. If boredom didn't exist, we wouldn't have Sonic the Fighters. Now, you, Suzuki, the producer of Fighting Vipers, saw this, and that's when the idea of a Sonic fighting game was truly born. Now, all that needed to happen was to pitch the game and actually make it. They then pitched the idea of a Sonic fighting game to Yuji Naka, and really surprisingly, his only concern was that Sonic's proportions didn't seem to work well for fighting. But the team working on the game assured that it wouldn't be an issue, and Naka even provided the developers a Sonic figure they could properly make 3D models of the characters with, because it was the first 3D Sonic game after all. The game was first released in 1996 in Japanese arcades, running on Sega Model 2 arcade hardware. When Sonic the Fighters came to North America, it was put under the name Sonic Championship for some reason. Now, it was reported that a Sega Saturn port of the game was being worked on, although that was eventually canceled. But you can still find old advertisements saying that it was coming. But I think the real reason that it got canceled is because no one that's happy makes Sega Saturn games. I'm Sega. I don't bring my games to the Sega Saturn.
The game was later brought to the GameCube, and in Japan only the PS2, as when part of Sonic Gems collection as a really accurate port. Now, I don't have this collection, so you're going to be wondering, how did I find a way to play it? Well, you see, that's when the Xbox 360 version comes in. I'm going to be playing that for this video. But before we do that, let's look at the game that Honey the Cat, the guest appearance from Fighting Vipers, comes from. Alright, I'm just going to do one run through as Honey, and then just see where that gets me.
Round 3. Go!
Sega, this is the character that you decided to put in your family-friendly 2D Sonic fighting game? The character who has designed to have sex appeal and is 16? Sega, what are you doing? Out of all the characters from Fighting Vipers to appear in Sonic the Fighters, that one? What are we doing here, Sega? What are we doing?
Let's just get into Sonic the Fighters. So I got all the settings set up, so now it's time to play the game. Alright, the plot is that Death Egg 2 has been built. Oh, look, rocket metal. And it's been built by Dr. Robotonic. Wow, they used the wrong spelling of his name. And it's not even a known spelling. What? Anyway, Dr. Robotnik.
Who? Oh, I know him.
Oh, my bad. I meant Dr. Robotonic has built the Death Egg Mark II, and he's decided to try to take over the world with it. And Tails builds a rocket ship to go stop Eggman, but it's a one-seater. So now Sonic and his friends have to fight for the 8 Chaos Emeralds. 8? You know, I've been contemplating how this fits into the Sonic canon for the last 14 years of my life. Look in the mirror and all that.
How old am I again?
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, I'm too late to talk about each stage, but this is Sonic. Why am I using the last stage of the game? I don't know. Anyway, so Sonic's gameplay is a bunch of punches. You've got a spin dash. If I show it, I don't really want to. But, yeah, he's pretty cool. And, fun fact, his moveset is literally his exact moveset from Smash. Like, almost exactly. This is like the main inspiration. Well, it's time to look at Tails now. This is Tails. He's Sonic's best friend. He's got a bunch of cool attacks. He's one of the only characters that I can't beat Knuckles perfect with. And he has an attack where you can grab your opponents in the air and drop them. So that's cool. Other than that, he's just got punches like Sonic. Fang the Sniper. He can use a gun. Fun fact, Sonic can actually deflect those bullets by going into its ball form. But yeah, Fang can use a gun.
America!
Bean is one of the 2 original characters made for this game. He's a duck, and he's called Bean the Dynamite. And he can use bombs. I don't have any footage of him using bombs, but trust me, he can use bombs like that.
Bombs? This isn't Japan in 1945.
And now we have the other character made for this game, Bart the Polar Bear. And when they were making this game, they really emphasized he was strong. So his moveset has a lot of punching and like picking characters up and throwing them. Well, guys, it's time to talk about Espio, Sonic the Fighters. Yeah, that's right. This is his 2nd appearance in the Sonic series, I believe. And this is also the last time that we ever see Espio's unique spin dash, where he's a top kind of thing. And that's the most unique thing about him. Alright, and here we have Amy, otherwise known as Rosie the Rascal. I've never heard that before. But anyway, this is the very first time that Amy Rose sparks her hammer, her Pico hammer. She's first introduced in this game, and that's the main attack that I use against Tails here. You know what I like about this game? How Honey the Cat's just a bunch of question marks when you're starting a round or anything. So, let's see. So Honey the Cat, she feels heavy when you're playing as her, and that makes sense. She's wearing a lot of metal. And she's got the exact same movement as she does in fighting Vipers. That's neat. Hear me? Guys, that's neat. You know, Knuckles, whenever they put him in anything, they always emphasize him as the strong guy, and that's why his movement set is just a bunch of punches. And I like that, like, whenever his punches something, this, like, blows through. And also his spin, good.
Well, I've gone over every single character in Sonic the Fighters except for Super Sonic and the characters that are only accessible via hacking. Now, I don't really have a way to get the hacker exclusive characters because I don't play the game in an emulator, but someone on the internet allowed me to use footage of them using those hacked characters in the game. I'll credit them somewhere in the video, but because I don't like looking at an emulator, I'm just gonna leave an audio recording of me here while I go to the annual people that talk about like Sonic the Fighters meeting that I just found out about. Apparently there's supposed to be a lot of people there.
Yeah, do you know what's cool? The fact that, like, when you play any of the hacked characters, they show up as Sonic on the character select screen. I love that. Anyway, so when you play as Dr. Robotnik in this mech here, he's pretty cool, because, like, he can, like, spin his arm and stuff, and it's easy to get perfects, I think. I don't know, I haven't played this guy.
Huh, less people than last year, huh?
Oh, that's no coincidence. I forgot to sign up the invites.
Yes, Metal Sonic, a character that's typically only a boss near the end of the game. Well, I think he has a lasers that can shoot out of his chest, and he can do a cool little spin attack, and that does, like, half the health. So, that's pretty cool.
You know, this is the first one of these conventions or whatever they're called that I've been to, and I went out. I mean, there's an HP Chromebook on the floor.
Shut up!
No.
Oh, gee willikers, I just love fighting myself as Eggman, fighting against Eggman, and, well, being Eggman, and actually, no. He's Dr. Robotonic. We gotta be anatomically correct here.
Say, why are we having an event like this in a high school hallway with a freaking computer lab over there? Cameron, go over there.
Like, the budget was $6.80.
$6.80. What can you do with $6.80?
You know what's the funniest thing ever? It's the fact that I'm talking about Eggman again, and he plays exactly like how he did not in the UFO. It's really funny seeing him play exactly how he did not in the UFO, but he's in the UFO, and, like, he does not take advantage of it whatsoever. That will never not be funny.
So how do you like to play Sonic the Fighters? This is a Sonic the Fighters meeting after all.
Oh, I have a GameCube.
I do too, but I played the Xbox 360 version.
Oh crap! He's on to me.
Holy peak character design. Look at that rocket metal. He typically only has like 3 seconds of screen time. I should probably talk about him. He plays like Sonic, not like Metal Sonic, like Sonic, and he has a lot of aura. So he's just peak character design.
You know, that pre-recorded audio file left back in my house to talk about the hackable characters in Sonic the Fighters, so I could go here. I realized that I didn't have permission to use footage of the Robo-Egg, so I might as well talk about it here. So, like, he seems to kind of play, like, Eggman and the mech, but, like, his head can spin.
That's correct.
How do you know that?
Oh, because I used an emulator.
Oh crap, I hate emulators, and I hate this person because they use an emulator. I gotta get out of here.
You know, I think I have to go, water my dog. Yeah. Well, that convention was lame. The first one I've been to, it was the worst. So, from now on, I'm never leaving my house ever again. And I mean ever. Well, I did talk about Sonic the Fighters, and to be honest, I think it's a pretty good game. Maybe one day I'll look back on the rest of the Dark Age of Sonic, the first Dark Age of Sonic anyway. But, well, for now, I'm gonna play the Sonic the Fighters. Look at that, I just unlocked Super Sonic. And oh my god, Super Sonic is exactly like Sonic, except he can't die. Why?